Good morning, His Excellency, and for providing us suitable time for this web interview. And I'm Nitesh. I'm a consulting editor at Envoy Excellency magazine. It is our honor and pleasure on this platform, web platform, to take an interview with His Excellency, Dr. Marjan Cencen, Ambassador of Slovenia to India. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Namaste. Thank you for having me.
Namaste. Namaste. Good morning. And before going further to start the interview, let me give you a quick brief about the Envoy Excellency magazine. Envoy Excellency magazine is a monthly magazine backed by DN Media Group. And Envoy Excellency magazine covers diplomatic community, political, in national and international affairs. Envoy Excellency also covers culture, tourism to promote the bilateral and multilateral trade between both the countries, India and other countries. And we are also doing the coverage of high-level visits from India to other countries whenever Prime Minister and Foreign Minister and other ministries are going abroad. So we'll cover that also. And same vice versa. Some Foreign Minister, President, Prime Minister of some countries are coming to India. So we're doing the coverage on that also. And apart from this, we are also associated with the Government of India in several events of Government of India, especially Ministry of External Affairs. And our magazine, the reach of our magazine is directly circulated to the political houses, to the diplomatic community in India, as well as Indian mission abroad. And apart from that, our magazine is circulated to the Chamber of Commerce and some of the financial institutions. And apart from this, very important, the publication will be directly reached to the corporate houses, which is very important. And the main role here we play is to bridging the gap between the corporate houses and diplomatic community, which is very important. And so that will be all for our magazine. And so let's start the interviews, His Excellency. So my first question is, Slovenia and India have developed a strong friendship over the last few decades. Can you comment on the contemporary relationship between the two countries?
Okay, thank you very much. In short, I could say our relations are very good, friendly. And even before Slovenia became independent 30 years ago, we had very close relationships between our two countries. As you know, India and Yugoslavia were among the former founding states of non-aligned movement. Times have changed. Both of our countries have evolved in their foreign politics. But what remains is that the relations are still close, very friendly, also relations between our people. So we developed our communication on different levels. Politically speaking, we were very honored to have your president in Slovenia in September 2019. The previous visit from Slovenia to India was the Prime Minister visit in 2011, and there were numerous visits in between and also before that. We also agreed on mutual political consultations among our two countries, and we were supposed to have these actually next week, but due to the situation, we'll postpone this. Our two ministers had some contacts in the past as well on the sidelines of international events. Our two ministers also had a virtual bilateral meeting in June last year, and they were supposed to meet at this year's Raisina dialogue, which was then moved to completely virtual mode, but our minister participated at the Raisina dialogue. We are both advocating for international order that is based on international law and certain rules that are respected. We are both supporting multilateral organizations, and I have to congratulate India to be a member of Security Council, which Slovenia supported. Our trade and economic cooperation is getting stronger. In 2019, we had above 360 million euro trade exchange, and it's important that this also balanced. India is our second partner in Asia. We are looking forward for the EU-India trade talks that should produce something in the area of trade and investment, which also is an important part of our relations. As you mentioned as well, business now is part of diplomatic cooperation. We have good relations in culture. We had exchange of our artists in the past, and we hope we'll have it soon in person, very soon in the future. Several books were translated in our languages, Slovenian in India and Indian in Slovenia. We have a joint commission on science and technology. We accept Indian students for studies in Slovenia. And I think there are even more opportunities for the future. But all in all, as I said, we are two like-minded, friendly countries that see a lot of opportunities for the future. And also, at the end, I would like to thank India also to be very supportive during the initial phase of the COVID pandemic, and India provided us with some important pharmaceutical substances when this was needed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Excellency. And my next question is, please tell us about the investment opportunities for the Indian companies in Slovenia.
Well, we have an agency that is called Spirit. They publish their proposals on their website. But of course, there are many opportunities in different areas. We have very strong international companies from other countries, like Novartis from Switzerland, or Yaskawa from Japan, or Renault from France. So we are looking for Indian investment as well, which is coming step by step. We would like to see stronger investment in the area of like construction or connectivity. We are now building new railway, or planning to do so, and this railway will also connect our main seaport, which is called Koper. This is the main seaport for Central Europe from East and Southern Asia. So we are working on that also Indian businesses will find an opportunity here, because the time to transport goods from India, which we hope will become a stronger element within supply chains. So Indian companies can seize the opportunity to get the goods quickly to Central Europe, faster than via other ports in Western and Northern Europe. If you look at the map, it's quite obvious. So we are open also for investment, like construction and automotive industry, pharmaceutical, electrical industry, machine, metal network, wood processing, which would be also interesting for India. And as I said, once we discuss specifics, embassy is always open for additional information beside the website which I mentioned about Spirit. And one of the mechanisms that help a lot is business delegations that come and they can make inquiries on the spot. So this is what happened, for example, during the visit of Indian President to Slovenia in 2019.
And my next question is, Slovenia is known for its mountain, ski resorts and lakes. How can Indian citizens know more about these tourist attractions?
Well, one thing is, of course, that everybody can check the websites. We have Slovenian Tourist Organization, STO, and a website that is also called I Feel Slovenia, and they can look for some information there. We were participating in some tourist fair events, and we will do so in the future, because the Indian visitors are not coming as much to Slovenia as we would like to see, and comparing to some other Asian countries, starting with Japan and China and Korea. We were discussing about shooting some Bollywood film, because my Indian friends are telling me you should do something with that Bollywood film, and then many people will see the beauties of Slovenia, which has very diverse countryside. You know, we are very small by size, but located between the Alps. So we have the Alps and the Mediterranean coast, and then the plains and the forest is very dense. Slovenia is the third country in Europe by percentage of forest coverage. And one thing which would help, but right now the situation doesn't seem so promising about this, is of course the direct flight from India to Slovenia. We did discuss this in the past to maybe at least establish a stopover for Indian flights to North America. Right now we did not discuss this, but this could certainly help. And then of course maybe TV stations could help as well with documentaries. We have plenty of documentaries already established, but I would invite Indian TV stations to come and shoot documentaries and present Slovenia as a tourist destination.
Yes. Thank you, His Excellency. And my next question is, please tell us about the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on Slovenian economy, and what are the policies and programs launched by the Slovenian government to combat this situation?
Well, initially, Slovenia started with very strong measures in mid-March last year, which was also the time when we just changed our government. But the new government was catching quickly. So the first wave we contained very successfully, and actually we were able to declare the end of this phase. But we know that now COVID is developing in a very unexpected way. So after that, we established another measures. So all in all, we actually adopted 8 packages of measures for different, let's say, economic actors, but also others. All in all, the GDP last year fell by 5.5%, and this year, of course, we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but the expected growth is about 3.2% positive growth. We established actually packages that well, so far they are worth about 6 billion euros, and you know that also the European Union adopted a huge package of 750 billion euros, which will help economies to grow. If not going into details of these packages, we did some, let's say, very unique measures. One of them was when we discussed tourism before, to give every adult Slovenian a voucher for 200 euros, which were spent in Slovenia. So everybody was motivated to spend holidays in Slovenia and got covered 200 euros for first, let's say, step of expenses, which helped as well Slovenian tourism, because services, as you know, are the most hit by the crisis, and tourism in Slovenia has an important share of the GDP. So there were a lot of measures adopted to somehow minimize the measures. If we compare our success so far, I can say that many international audit groups like Moody's, they were actually keeping the same level about Slovenia, the promises, and one of them even raised the expectations for the future. So this means that so far the government took the right steps. Nobody takes ideal steps, but all in all, it's getting okay. But of course, here also it's very important that all the actors are playing cooperatively. So to keep measures that were adopted by government proper, especially at working place and so on. But if I shorten this 8 packages, is that unlike during the financial crisis in 2009, this time the government took a higher level of indebtedness to prevent short and big fall. So there will be more spending, and this will run the economy.
And my next question is, please shed some light on the ongoing campaign and vaccine drive in Slovenia.
Yeah, well, Slovenia started the vaccination planning together with other EU member states. The EU had invested a lot into development of vaccines, and we ordered packages of vaccines from different producers together within the EU system, which had some difficulties, as you may know, because of different reasons. Mostly that producers didn't actually obey their promises. So far in Slovenia specifically, we use Pfizer and AstraZeneca, and Johnson and Johnson. We are in the process of approval, but again, there are special procedures, and also the experiences show us different reactions and so on. The system we started was very similar to most of the countries. So we started with frontline workers, like medical and other employees. Now we also are vaccinating teachers, elder people, and we are now lowering the level. So like, I think we are now about 60 and above, and so on, and we'll go on with this. It's not always easy to persuade people, that the vaccine is useful. So it's very important that the government makes the proper PR about the vaccination. The level of vaccination in Slovenia is, I think we are 8 within the EU 27, which is good by percentage, how many people we managed to vaccinate. And we are adopting like some specifics. The latest one was, for example, we are going to vaccinate high school graduates, because they need to have more, let's say, practical work and being at school. So we offer them that they can get vaccinated. So they will. After we started the vaccination of elder people, the situation in elderly homes where we have organized care for elder people has improved very much. There are much less people infected as compared to the first wave, where this elderly home was the worst, where the people got infected.
Thank you so much. And lastly, would you like to give a message to Envoy Excellency viewers and readers?
Well, I would like to say that in this situation, it's very important that we keep the high level of solidarity, understanding, and patience among ourselves, especially among friendly countries like India and Slovenia, and we'll help each other as we did so far in case of need.
Thank you, His Excellency, for providing us your valuable time for this web interview. And now I would like to invite viewers and for the readers to join us on our website, Envoy Excellency Magazine website, and also download our Envoy Excellency mobile app from the Play Store. You can download, and you can find this web interview with His Excellency on our YouTube channel, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter accounts. And thank you, His Excellency. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.